Hi, I'm Hank Sveck. Welcome to this introduction to the Three-Hive method, 7 rules for sustainable hobby beekeeping. Well, let me take you back. Well, I've been beekeeping for over 7 years now. Actually, this is nine years. And if you're starting or fairly new to beekeeping, I think this will help because I'm going to go through some things that I wish I had known when I started. The first is that most people, including myself, don't know very much about bees. Let's be honest. Um, you're going to hear all kinds of people tell you this is the way you should do this is the way you should do that. Well, that may be the way they do it or the way I do it, but how you do it will depend how you interact with your bees, your environment, what your goals are, what your philosophy is, and so on. So let me set out something here in the introduction because then you won't get involved with the class if it's not for you. A couple philosophies that I follow. So I'm in this class. I'm going to take you through how I engage in the Three-Hive method. And remember, well, how can you remember? I haven't told you. Last year, coming out of this winter, I lost 95% of my bees. Yep, death everywhere. And if you're new at it, or if you're relatively new, it is the worst thing to experience. So for 8 years, I've been working on what's called the Darwinian black bee box technique, where you work to gradually have a strain of bees that don't require any treatment for varroa mites and other disease. It is a painful process. So last year in 2025, I was pretty excited on the one hand and not so on the other because all but one of my hives survived. And the hive that didn't was because it went into the winter without a queen. So the good news was I thought, hey, this is great. Look at, I've got all these bees and I haven't treated in actually it would have been 5 years. But I forgot one very important thing, a few things. Firstly, because they all survived, I didn't have a database of bees that I could compare it to. So I didn't know what the difference was between, bees that didn't make it and did make it. At that time, I had 6 steps that I did, and you're going to learn those today. But what I didn't do was one of the steps that make it 7 that likely contributed to the death of my bees. And it's never one thing, it's a combination of things. We're going to talk about that in our first lesson. But a couple of things to remember. My philosophy of beekeeping is do the littlest amount of work as possible. I don't know if that's proper English, but you know what I'm trying to say. If I go into my hives more than 3 times a season, I'm probably doing something wrong, or in my opinion, this is just how I keep bees. Okay, so I'm minimal intervention. I like my bees to swarm because I like them to pick homes that I've created for them. So here's an example. When my bees swarm, I have empty homes for them, so hopefully they pick my empty homes. There's no guarantee they will, but that's okay. I don't care. Now, update you. So coming out of the winter this year, all the bees were dead except one hive. The one hive looked pretty rough. It didn't make it. It made it till the end of April. Basically, it didn't have a queen. The queen died and perished. And so, I put out an empty box, quite a few of them. And sure enough, in early spring, actually, sometime in April, a swarm moved in. Like, I have no idea where they came from, but they moved in. And over time, I could tell, today I was out again watching, they are very much like the bees that I had over those years without treatment. I don't know for sure. I have no idea. So this is a class about a method of Three-Hive sustainable hobby beekeeping. A couple of different things too. You're going to see the 7 steps I use, the 7 rules I use, and then every year, if you get involved in this class, I will download the updates. So what have I learned new? And there's going to be all kinds of things because that's just the way it is with bees. And hopefully you'll be able to continue every year. There may be 1 lesson, there may be 5, whatever it is. I will add to this class and you'll see the date 2027, and hopefully I'm around 2028 and so on. And we'll be able to learn of what I'm doing. Now, please remember, as I started, just because I do it doesn't mean you have to or you should. This is about how I'm doing it, what's happening, the interaction that fits my philosophy. I want to enjoy my bees, but I don't want a job. I'm 70 years old. I enjoy it. I want some honey now and then. I want to learn from bees. And then I have a whole research thing I'm doing that's separate. But when it comes to my hobby beekeeping, I just want to have fun with my bees. So, if this makes sense to you, go ahead and sign up. If not, it doesn't matter. Enjoy what you're doing. But even if you don't sign up, please remember one rule: learn on your own. Take in all the information that you hear, because people will give you all kinds of information. If you get criticized for what you're doing, just like anything else in life, stay away from those folks. Just have fun with your bees. And thanks for doing it. If you have a hive, you're contributing to your grandchildren, you're contributing to the world because you're making it a better place. I'm Hank. Please sign up if you'd like. Let's get started with lesson 1.